your girl Olivia. I'm back with another video. I realized that I've been gone for some time, so I'm here in my Santa hat because it's the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, this is my favorite. This is my favorite time of the year. I love winter. I love the holidays. I don't really get seasonal cold weather because I live in Florida. Pero I am still very excited for the season, so I'm about to do some holiday glam, shablam, thank you ma'am, and tell y'all a little bit about this semester now that it's over. And yeah, let's get to it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get started. So I want to do something like very classic holiday, you know. I think I'm gonna do a cut crease. I think that's what I'm gonna do today. So yeah, I haven't been on YouTube for quite some time. That is mostly because, as y'all know, I've been applying to grad school, Morphe 3502. I've been applying to grad school, and when that process started to, you know, like pick up, I didn't even have time for like myself, really. So I didn't want to, like, you know, overwhelm myself with anything. Everything hit the fan. So I took the GRE on November 5th. First of all, let's talk about the GRE. Listen, I'm at a better place in my life now that the semester is over, now that everything is said and done. But bro, the GRE has a lot to do with like how you reason, because especially in like the verbal part, for anybody taking, like, who hasn't taken or doesn't know, the verbal part is like reading, and then quantitative is the math. If you, like, in the verbal part, I think that, like, that's where I thrive. Well, obviously, because I got a higher score in that. But the verbal part, all of the answers are right. But with the GRE, they want you to figure out which is the rightest, like, which is the most right. And I'm just like, so yeah, I was stressing, and like one of my friends who had taken it before me, she was like, yeah, I felt dumb the whole way through. And then I got my score back, and I was like, oh, I guess I knew something. And I was like, come on now, it can't be that bad. But it really, that is the most accurate way to describe the situation, because it really is like, I felt dumb the entire 4 hours I took the test. I was stretching because they give you a break in between like the sections, and I was stretching, and I left the testing area, and I was like, should I leave? I was like staring at the window. I was like, I should leave, because this is just, hello chief, this ain't it. So yeah, I was very much so stressing. Then like you get your scores back automatically because it's a paper test, and I got my score back, and I cried thinking about it. But like, you know, I set a goal for myself when I took my first diagnostic test to go up 10 points from that, and that going up 10 points from my diagnostic test meant that I was in a safe place, in more than a safe place, for all of the grad schools that I want to apply to, all of the programs. So I met that goal. I ended up like getting exactly what I needed to get, and to see it, like, you know, you write it down. I wrote it in my planner like every day, but to actually like see my score be the score that I want, and like making the goal, like, it was a bit of a reach, but I gave myself like a safety net to fall in. So yeah, I said 10 points, but like it was more so like 7 to 10, you know, to see like the score I want pop up on the screen, I literally almost cried in there. Like leaving, I actually think I did shed like a tear or two, because doing algebra at 2 o'clock in the morning and getting frustrated because because your answers don't match the answer that the book gave you. Yup, I've been there. I like this palette. It's broken, so I'm gonna be very careful with it, but this is a KarruchexColourpop collab. Oh, funny story. This is why it's broken. So, even though I've been taking the GRE, like I've still been, I'm gonna take the color chalk out of here, by the way. Like, even though I've been taking the GRE, I've still been like trying to, you know, it's my senior year in college, so I'm trying to like enjoy that. But things and stuff just will not let your girl be great. So I'm taking pencil brush and I'm about to like draw out that like crease shape. Classic cut crease, you know, classic holiday beauty thing. Yeah, so the reason this palette broke, I went to Atlanta. I went to go see my husband. So I went to Atlanta for Drake's concert, and it was my first solo trip. And I didn't really mind it because I felt very like prepared. It was right after my GRE, so I was like, I want to do something nice for myself. And I hate doing cut creases like this because I don't care how messy it gets, but it looks so ugly up until you clean it up. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna go see Drake's concert. Like, none of my friends could go with me because it was the day of like one of my friends' LSAT, like my friend's work or whatever. I didn't feel like getting another brush. But yeah, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go by myself. So maybe like a month and a half before I actually went to Atlanta, I booked like my Airbnb, I bought the tickets, cause I don't drive. So, not that I don't drive. I need to stop saying that because people think I don't have a license. No, I don't have a car. So, yeah, I bought like my bus ticket, I bought all of that stuff. And I ended up like, you know, getting on the bus, whatever. And if you've used Airbnb before, you know that like, I'm gonna take this brush in the color Amber in here to like blend that brown out some more. But if you used Airbnb before, you know like the host usually gets in contact with you maybe the day before or a couple hours before you're supposed to check in, right? That is not anything that's like out of the ordinary. So I was supposed to get there at like 3, right? My check-in time was for 3. And I'm calling him, no answer. I'm calling him straight to a dial tone. I'm calling him. I called him maybe like 10 times because I was pulling up to get the station. Mind you, like, I have friends who live in Atlanta, but something was happening. So they weren't at their like place. So if I got lost or stuck in Atlanta, that was my booty. So I was trying very hard to not have my booty stuck in Atlanta. So whatever. I call him and I'm like, okay, maybe he's probably just like, whatever. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm just like, okay, let me just get to the place. So I get an Uber. It's luckily like the bus station, whatever, dropped me off there, and the place, like the Airbnb, was right around the corner. I could have walked there if I wanted to, but I didn't want to. So whatever, yeah. I ended up getting to the like Airbnb. I call him maybe 10 more times and I got no answer. So from there I call Airbnb and I'm like, hey, y'all host is playing me. I don't live in Atlanta, somebody needs to tell me what's going on right now before I call the freaking police. So yeah, I called them and they were like being very helpful at the time, and I wasn't really stressed because it was 3 and the concert didn't start until like 8. And so I'm like, whatever, I'm gonna go in the rest. They were like, okay, give us 30 minutes and we're gonna get you new listings or whatever. So I went in a restaurant. I go to this like bar or whatever. I'm just waiting on them to give me a call back. They were like 30 minutes, right? Why an hour passed? Why an hour, almost an hour and 30 minutes passed? So I called him, right? Because at this point, I was just eating. I wasn't pressed, but I'm like, this is odd. So I called him again. And basically, I'm like, it's been an hour. So what the hell are y'all doing? And what they tell me is honestly the funniest like thing that I've ever heard. They go, oh, it looks here like someone was managing your case, but their shift ended, so they never passed the case over to anybody. And I'm like, their shift ended and they didn't pass the case? So what I'm gonna do, I'm like trying so hard not to like curse these people out, because I'm like, their shift ended, nobody thought to pass the case over, but I'm in a city stranded that I don't know because of the negligence of Airbnb. Because y'all got listings that aren't really listings. Because y'all can't get in contact with hosts. So now what? So they're like, oh, let me get you a supervisor, da 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 da. So they give me the manager or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm telling him everything that had happened. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry for your inconvenience. I'm gonna get you in a place, blah, blah, blah. So he sends me all these listings like that are in the same area. And I'm like, okay, I picked the one that I want. And that was that. So he's like, okay, I'm gonna get in contact with the host. Because if you've ever used Airbnb, they have this function where instead of just booking the place, like you have to request to book the place. So it was like a request to book situation, and he was like, oh, I'm gonna get in contact with her and let her know that you're like on the way, right? I heard nothing. At this point, it's almost like 7 o'clock, and I'm like, I need to start getting ready for the place that I need to go to. So I'm in this bar with all of my stuff, and basically like I take my stuff in the bathroom, I take this palette in the bathroom, and I start getting shit popping because I needed to go, and like the quicker I got ready, the quicker, like that's one less thing I had to do, right? So while I'm in the bathroom, this palette falls, all of the magnets fall out. And I guess if that's important to you, this palette does not survive a drop test. But yeah, that's what happened to this palette. But okay, so I threw on some liner, some glitter liner in the crease, and some mascara, and some lashes, because now I see why the beauty girls, they don't do that on camera, because it's hard to get your lines right and get your liner right at the same time. So yeah, we're gonna move on. Oh, I never finished telling y'all what happened with Airbnb. Prime my face with some Maybelline baby skin. But oh, am I out of this? Oh. But yeah, I basically got ready in those people's bathrooms. And that was a big mess. But yeah, I call Airbnb. I still at this point, like while I'm getting ready, I heard nothing from them. Um, and I'm like, okay, at this point, these people aren't giving me somewhere to stay, so it's time to knock a few bucks, like, and and it's also time to get to this concert that you paid money to go see. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So I call an Uber. I'm like, I need to think quickly. I need to drop my bag off so I can get to the concert. Right now, priority is the concert, right? So I'm like, oh, I'm in downtown Atlanta. What they should have somewhere around here is some type of like Motel 6, some type of something. So I go there and I pull up to Motel 6 and I'm like, hey, friends, do y'all have any vacancies? And they did not. Because even like Drake being there was making the city busy, and there was a football game the next day. So yeah, everybody was in town, and I'm like, oh, okay. So at this point, I'm pretty calm most of the time in high stress situations. So this whole time, like I wasn't freaking out, but after he told me that, I literally like had to take a moment outside. I was crying. It was so ugly, and I end up calling my dad because I'm just like, I'm frustrated as hell, and two, I need some expert advice on what the hell I should do. And I'm like, I know I need to look up a hotel, but at this point, like, let me see if he knows anybody in Atlanta. Let me see like any of the things, right? So call my dad, and I wasn't planning on crying, but I feel like once I get on the phone with my dad about anything, it's like the tears come out, the baby in me jumps right out, and that was that. So I'm crying. My dad is like, "What are you crying for?" And I'm like, "I don't know, but I feel." Because at this point, I'm just like, I'm so frustrated that all of this is happening. I could see if like it was negligence on my part, I would just eat that. But like all of this was happening to me, and none of it was my fault, and I was just like, ah! So that ended up happening, and together on the phone, we ended up like, he was like, okay, it's you need to shut up. Basically, this is my dad. He's like, okay, you need to shut your mouth. And you also need to like find somewhere to stay. Like I don't like my priority for you. He's like, baby girl, you need to we need to find you somewhere to stay tonight so you can get to your concert. And I'm like, it was so ugly. But we ended up like finding a hotel, which was blessed. And it was pretty cheap-ish considering that I was only gonna be there a night. And I also like needed to get there today. So we picked this cheap hotel, and I get in the Uber, and my Uber driver's like, who booked this for you? And I'm like, why, is it shit? And he's like, no, this is one of the nicest hotels. I ended up staying that night at the Porsche headquarters hotel. Like Porsche the vehicle. And I'm telling y'all, that place was so nice, and I felt like I deserved some type of bounce back after the evening that I was having. So I stayed at Porsche, and I had floor seats to see my husband. So I want to be beat. I feel like Christmas makeup or holiday makeup is like when the girls come out to be beat. So I'm about to be cakey. Not cakey, I'm about to cake this on. It was such a vibe. Yeah, people in Atlanta, like I said, they are wealth, okay? Because, you know, Migos, they're wealth too. So they get up there, they're like, oh, if you got your Pateks, your rollies, put your wrists up. The whole arena goes, this me. So, yeah, that place was in a vibe, and I looked really cute. The bad part about being by yourself is that like your friends aren't there to take your pictures, your friends who know your angles. So I asked these people to take pictures of me, and basically they fumbled. They fumbled, and Like the pictures were dark and I'm just like, turn the flash on, turn the flash on. And like, they asked me to take pictures of them and I snapped. I put my foot on their necks. They didn't do the same for me though. It's cool. This semester, ooh, come on, cheekbone girl. This semester has literally just been like study, travel, stress, and repeat. And I made like a academic goal this semester to be on the dean's list. Like I have had, maybe I'll do a video or maybe I'll talk about it like in a video about like my academic career and like why I want to pursue, like what I want to pursue and all of that jazz. But yeah, like why I want to pursue what I want to pursue, all of that fun stuff. But I have been through it academically like throughout my 4 years in college, and I made the goal this semester to be on the dean's list because I don't think I've ever been on the dean's list, and if I have, I only did it like once. So that was important for me to like do this semester is be on the dean's list, because for me at least that would mean that like all of my academic stress, like it's come full circle now, because being a good student has always been something that's like important to me. So in college, like having to fumble my academic bag just a little bit was like one of the hardest parts, because I am a like very high performing, oh crap, I didn't put eyeshadow under here. Well, okay, but yeah, I've always been like a high performing academic person. So to not like do that or not have that for a couple semesters was really hard for me. But like being in my senior year, I was like, I want to come full circle. I want to like, I want to prove to myself that like in all the ways that I feel like they have, like everything has come full circle. And I said all that to say that like I actually achieved that goal. Where's a bag? I got in my bag this semester, and I just felt like everything, like nothing could stop me. I felt very, like I was overwhelmed, yes. I was overwhelmed, yes, but I felt like nothing is going to stop me from achieving this goal, and I'm so happy to say that I finally did it. Like I would come home my first couple of semesters and completely feel like a failure. Like I didn't want to talk about grades. I didn't want anybody to talk to me about grades. I was just like, if I can't do this, what am I here for? So to go home like now, like last year my grades weren't terrible. I made like A's and B's, but to go home now and not have a B on my transcript for the semester, it means a lot to me, and it really is proven to me that I am capable of accomplishing the things I say I want to accomplish. And I think I'm gonna do glitter lips. Just hear those sleigh bells ringling. Aside from La Peach, this is one of the most beautiful highlighters I own. This is Anastasia So Hollywood. But yeah, I submitted a couple grad school apps the other day, and I've been so like anxious about actually submitting them. But I actually did it, and once I submitted them, I was just like, well, that happened. Well, we did that. Wow. Okay. It is like it's just like, oh, we really did that, huh? Okay. But yeah, I submitted them, well, the first couple, because in total, I think we talked about this total before, but in total, after grad schools, after sending my GRE to grad schools and just paying for the applications, I would have spent over $500 just applying. And y'all know I think that that's ridiculous, and that the higher education system is oppressive to people with low socioeconomic status. But that is a conversation for another day. But I definitely, like, I feel like, you know I got the score I needed on the GRE. I know I have the experience that I have in just life in general. And I know I wrote a very strong personal statement. I know, like, my application is strong, but I can't stop thinking about, like, everybody who has everything else that I do. And you know, competition really is the thief of joy. It is. But you still compare. And I am happy to have them out of my way, out of my hands. Okay, so I was looking for Ruby Woo by MAC. I can't find it. So I am going to take Cranberry Stiletto Whip from Beauty Bakerie. I didn't want to use this because I don't really like these. Last but not least, I'm not going anywhere, so I'm not going to use setting spray. I'm going to just use this Mario Badescu to knock some powder off my face. But yes, here we are, the finished look. I put it eyes, so whenever I try to show my eye makeup looks, I have to, like, give you the Ariana Grande squint. I love the way this turned out. I was gonna love it. I was gonna do that anyway, because that's how I am. Thank y'all for hanging out with me today. All the things I use on my face are gonna be listed below. This semester has been a lot, but I feel very, like, triumphant and proud of myself. And yeah, senior spring is up, girlies, and prepare for the raunch, debauchery, drama. Senior spring is here, and I'm ready to enjoy. I am doing my victory lap at the University of Florida, so y'all gonna be there, we gonna be lit, and catch up with me in the comments. If you missed me, let me know you missed me, because I missed y'all. Last but not least, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. I chose me a player, chose me.